Uwe Bossert. I'm a guitar player from Berlin, Germany, and I'm here in the wonderful Barclay Arena in Hamburg, playing a gig with my old friend Rea Garvey and his super awesome band. And for me, it's the first tour since a couple of years. I toured heavily in the 2000s and early 2010s, and then mostly worked in the studio. And now when my friend asked me if I would join his lineup here, I was super excited, and also, of course, because I'm a very early adopter of Kemper and play Kemper since, or the Profiler, since like the first hour, I would say, 2011, 2012. Of course, I chose to play a Profiler rig, and I'm super happy with it. I'm on tour now since 10 days, and it's awesome. The beautiful thing with playing with the Profiler is, because I usually in studio work a lot with like old vintage amps, and I have them all profiled, of course, is that it becomes very easy and those sounds become very accessible with the Profiler. I mean, those of you who own one who know the very beautiful workflow with it. So what I just did, I have my rig with, basically there's my main Profiler rack. And the Profiler rack, power rack, powers my Marshall 412. The Marshall 412 obviously is just for the stage, to get the feeling, the big sound. For our singer loves loud guitars, so I have them on stage. But you see, obviously there's no microphone, and I just give the main outs to front of house and monitors, and everybody's really excited about the sounds. So what I mainly use, my setup is that I use two main amps. Three main amps for each of my guitars. I have a 335, which is like very rock. Then I have a 335 with Bixby, it's not here now, which is a little more delicate. And then I have the Telecaster, which everybody's familiar with that. So with each of those guitars, I have a profile running, and like with every song I have the delays adapted obviously to the tempo, and different reverbs from the beautiful reverb algorithms. So, and you know what, this flexibility works really, really nice for me, and I'm very excited. The second Profiler here is just a backup. I never needed one, but still there are very big shows and you never know what's going to happen, so I have a second one as a spare, but like I said, until today I never needed it. Those Profilers don't run in sync, like I said. Like, I never really had the problem that I had to go to the second rig, but as soon as it happens, we tried it a little in rehearsal, like what if, and it's a quick change, and that's enough for me. And on the pedalboard I have the remote. For each song I have a different bank, and in shows, a couple of years ago, I used to make presets for every song part, and this time I decided to go a little bit old school, to say that I have my amp on the first, and I have different, just different pedals here. And I love that because it gives me that feeling of like old pedalboard style. I can choose to put in my a tube screamer or whatever, the delay, like a slapback echo, a nice reverb, and I have a little more. It's a little more accessible for me, and I really, really appreciate that setup. Like I said, like a couple of years ago when I did this the last time, I chose like complicated rigs on like presets on every step for each song part, but I really like this for now. Also, I always have a volume pedal, and a volume pedal that's post, so when I go a little lower, less volume, it's the same sound, and I love that. Sometimes you like the option that it's like a front of amp volume control, but I like it this way. So I have a little bit control over the sound that goes out to front of house. And here I have my morph. Each sound will always have more gain, more volume version, Our front of house loves me to put an extra 4 dB for solo sounds, so this is always on my front end. I thought about the whole MIDI sync with the production, and I know that like friends of mine doing this on big shows. What I love about this setup is that I would be able to do it. So if this is continuing in a way and we play other big shows, I could adapt to like that kind of setup and like sync it with the production. I didn't do it now, but I love the idea that it's easy to do with that setup. So this setup I made especially for this tour. We had 7 days rehearsal in close to Frankfurt, and now it's my 5th shows, and then there's another 8-9 shows coming up. So it already proved itself to be very solid and works really great with the sounds. And I'm like a lot of guitar player. I'm a purist. I love like my old amps, and I love to like in studio try with microphones, and the whole idea about it. I mean, it's already 12 years, but it still kills me that I be able to get those original sounds on the road, that I can profile my old amps. And also, you know what, to be very honest, I profiled so many amps, and I think I got this. But still, like, one of my 3 amps is a Michael Brick profile, and Michael Brick is just awesome in doing this. And he's just has a great vibe with like his profiles. So I play 3 main profiles, and one of them is one of his beautiful profiles. And and this is what I love about this whole concept still, is when I play this, I know it's my sound or it's a sound from a friend like Michael Britt, and when you hear it, like this is something that somebody put a lot of thought in, and with all the beautiful effects that came to it in the last couple of years, it's just a beautiful setup.
She can see in her eyes